were here just a little while ago when that key piece of evidence was brought in, but let's get to that big thing that happened this afternoon, and that was the arrest of 24-year-old Dalton Bowman. He is from Lenoir City, and he is being charged by the sheriff's office in relation to the crash that happened on Sunday. Also seeing helicopters in the air as well, but right now we're off Kettle Hollow Road. This is off Maynardville Highway, heading towards Claiborne County. And as you see, there's a lot of police activity here. Knoxville police are continuing to investigate a Thursday night shooting that happened along University Avenue. A woman says she came outside here along the street and saw 3 younger men breaking into a home over there, and when she says she confronted them, they shot a shot at her, and that shot hit this home right over here. Now, the victims involved in this case say the incident happened right here along the 4th Street Bridge in Rocky Top. They believe that Bell and the other juveniles involved in this case were throwing rocks off the overpass and throwing them right down here on the interstate, right along I-75. Currently, the minimum age to be a bus driver in the state of Tennessee is 25 years old. But one Tennessee lawmaker is hoping to lower that age. He's hoping to open the doors so those as young as 23 can drive a school bus. But not all lawmakers are in agreement. This is a look at the sample ballot for the first May primary in Fentress County since 1968. And just to put in perspective of how long ago that was, this story would have been shown to you in black and white on your TV. Lyndon B. Johnson was the president and the Vietnam War was still going on. So the question is, why is there a primary this year? For that answer, I went to the Republican Party chairman in Fentress County, Ernie Ball. Currently in Morgan County schools, students are allowed to carry metal water bottles that look like this. But here in the next week, students will have to start carrying clear water bottles, and it's an issue that school leaders say comes down to safety. Farm stands like Mamaw's Market right here in Morgan County, Tennessee, have become a staple of rural communities, a place you can stop off the side of the road and get things like bread, fresh produce, eggs, jellies. And a new law has now opened the door to where stands like these can now sell these sweet items like cheesecake. Yeah, John, parents called it a mandatory assignment that made their daughters so uncomfortable they asked for a transfer out of the class. Brittany Seymour's daughter is a student at Cumberland County High School. And she says she was looking forward to the first day back at school on January 5th.
That day, I just had got a text on my phone, and she was just letting me know that there's this teacher in here and he's asking about preferred pronouns. And what she sent in the assignment was, it had to do with writing down your sexual orientation, who you're sexually attracted to.
Visual arts class instructor David Wilcox called it the Two Worlds assignment.
There's no reason for a grown man to be asking students at all what their sexual orientation is, who they're sexually attracted to.
Seymour wasn't the only parent upset with the assignment. Ashley Smith says her daughter was also uncomfortable.
First off, her sexual orientation. That was the main one, because that's just inappropriate. The other ones that are annoying, like he doesn't need to know what class she is in society, like what our family is, or like if we're Christians or not, which we are.
After both parents say they raised concerns with the school, I reached out and received a statement from the superintendent that says, in part, an investigation was conducted immediately, questioning pertinent individuals. At the conclusion of the investigation, the situation was addressed. No explanation was given on how it was addressed. So, I requested Wilcox's personnel file. In it, I learned that he had been suspended without pay for 2 days, while also learning it was in relation to the assignment referred to as the Ring of Culture in his suspension notice. School officials cited the Tennessee Education Code of Ethics, which says in part, parents must be notified no less than 30 days prior to commencing instruction of a sexual orientation curriculum or gender identity curriculum. The email goes on to criticize the 35-year-old teacher for crossing clear legal and professional boundaries, noting the teacher faced a similar warning in the past. The parents we spoke to say the suspension was news to them.
No, 2 days, he should be gone. He's already been, apparently he's been already disciplined for this before, the exact same thing. So I don't know why they're not taking further action and getting rid of him.
It is concerning. It makes me feel uncomfortable sending her to public school, yeah.
Now, John, both parents tell me their daughters are no longer enrolled in that class as well.
And Andrew, you also reached out to the teacher, Mr. Wilcox, in this case. What did he have to say?
Yeah, I spoke to him on the phone Monday, providing the option to respond to this story. He got back to me today and says he has been advised to not make a statement at this time. The documents I also got said in them that his weekly lesson plans must now be reviewed by the principal or someone else that they designate. The Board of Education meeting is next week, and both parents tell me they are planning a protest ahead of the meeting.
Andrew, will continue to follow it. Thank you.
It's been a pretty great season for the Gatlinburg-Pittman Highlanders.
How sweet it is!
Okay, maybe that's the word, sweet. But Coach Tyler Williams, what's the secret ingredient?
Well, it's cookies, of course.
Cookies baked by his wife, Kimmy, a tradition that started back in 2011.
I believe he had Coach's wife make them for him when he played. The first few batches were not great.
And ever since then, her recipe has been a winner.
It's our way of giving back. These boys work hard, and it's nice to reward them after, you know, they put in so much time.
But in 2016, the oven stayed shut. The same year, Tyler's team at Seymour didn't win a game, and also Kimmy battled cancer.
Yeah, it was different not making cookies that year.
Our FCA team chaplain, he talks about that. You know, there's a time for everything in life.
Life returned to normal in 2017. Tyler joined the Highlanders. Kimmy completed her treatment, and the playbook for cookies and football opened again.
Tyler will sit down and plan his practice schedule. I'll plan a grocery list, and it'll involve what I need for cookies and what the cookie's going to be.
With each sweet treat baked with love, nearly 200 cookies a week. Some for their daughter Carly and her bandmates.
So I ended up giving out like 10 cookies to like teachers and like my other friends before I even get to give them out to band.
And a whole bunch more for Tyler and his boys, including their son, freshman lineman Wyatt.
Most of the team wants to know what's the cookie this week, and I kind of try and hide it.
Just like a coach with plays, Kimmy never repeats her recipes. With a different batch each week, Coach delivers them to the boys every Thursday.
We're just so good because, like, just coming out here and looking forward to it every week.
This is how we win games, because of the cookies.
Pinch.
Yeah, okay, I got a pinch. Yep.
And while cookies might be the sweet ingredient for success, the real magic is the family atmosphere in Highlander heaven.
You wish you knew the good old days when they were there, you know. Man, I kind of feel like I'm in them right now, and just feel very blessed.
You know, we grew up believing, you know, it's better to give than receive, and it's nice to see that it's very, you know, appreciated and enjoyed, but just to add that little extra, you know, little something each week.
A sprinkle of salt and a dash of determination. The perfect ingredients for sweet success in the playoffs.
Hey, good job up front!
In Gatlinburg, I'm Andrew McClung. For some, it's a risk just to walk to the front door. The challenges one East Tennessee Health Center is facing and how you can help. To our top story tonight, Clinton police are investigating after officers say a person was shot this evening. Police say it happened around 6:30. They were called to the Super 8 along Park Place about that shooting. Investigators say officers found a man that had been shot in the chest, and the suspect was still on scene. Officers say that suspect was taken into custody. The man shot was taken by helicopter to a local hospital. Tonight, police say they are working to figure out why the shooting occurred and that this investigation remains active and ongoing. And we begin this evening with breaking news out of Blount County. Details are limited at this time, but Maryville police say they are investigating a serious crash. It's right in front of Ross Springs Drive off Wilkinson Pike. The road is shut down from Holland Springs Drive to Forester Street. We will update you on air and online at WBIR as we learn more information. Again, a road closure, traffic alert. We'll update you on our website. A man is now facing first-degree murder charges after a shooting in South Knoxville. Deputies say they were called to the Exxon on Chapman Highway after a man was shot shot just before 10 last night. Investigators say he was shot multiple times and died at the scene. We reached out to the sheriff's office today, but investigators have not released the identity of the victim at this time. Deputies say the suspect was not at the scene when they arrived, but they were able to track him down the road thanks to witnesses. This is video from that second scene. Authorities say patrol units found the suspect at his home, and after a brief standoff, he was taken into custody. Deputies say Christopher Brian Greer has been charged with first-degree murder. Court records also show that he was in possession of a gun when he was arrested. Witnesses at his house say Greer told them he shot and killed someone. His bond has not been set at this time. Let's switch gears now and get into your forecast tonight with a live look over Knoxville at the Market Square camera. Meteorologist Mike Simon joining me now. And Mike, it's going to rain a lot this evening, and we've even got the potential for some severe storms as well. Let's switch gears and get into your forecast now. Here's a live look over Douglas Lake. It's 11 o'clock tonight. Meteorologist Mike Simon joining us now. And Mike, people have been enjoying fishing all day, especially right now, 11 o'clock at night. I mean, I guess that's when they're biting. Tonight, we're starting off with some big orange news. The Vols are headed to their 4th straight Sweet 16. 10 Sports reporter Emily Ray Cochran is live in Philadelphia after the Vols beat Virginia 79-72. Emily Ray, how is everyone doing tonight in the city of brotherly love? Bartenders at a brewery in Knoxville are pouring some of their final pints. Ebony and Ivory Brewing is closing the doors to its North Central Street tap room after 3 years. It's the second black-owned brewery in Tennessee, and it leaves behind much more than just a business space. It's a home that brings people together over craft beer, conversation, and community. Reporter Alana Munich gives us a look at the legacy and what's next. This weekend, Maury Middle School hosted its second annual vendor and car show. The event had 50 vendors, food trucks, and vintage cars, and raised money for 2 projects at Maury Middle, new football bleachers and a new marquee for the school. Leaders with the school's PTO say this event is a great way to bring the community together and show off the cars locals work so hard to maintain. Keep Knoxville Beautiful had over 100 volunteers help this afternoon clean up Longview Cemetery. The cemetery has become an illegal dumping ground and was covered in trees, bushes, and overgrowth before the team got to work. This historically black cemetery isn't owned by anyone, so it's up to families and volunteers to keep this place clean and honor those buried there.